And this was probably another section of the historic road here. You can tell by the shape. It looks like now they're only using it for maintenance vehicles, you know, to mow the lawn, things like that. But really cool that it's still visible after all these years. And then up here, I was gonna show this. There's one here that is in need of some attention. And I must have been thinking about the wrong cemetery when I came here and was looking for this angel statue. I have not stumbled upon it yet. So yeah, this one is really hard. It looks like 61 years. I don't know that we can find. Let me see, wife of something. So yeah, that one needs a lot of help. Alright, I guess we'll... Oh, there's an interesting one down the way here, but let's look at this real quick. I don't think we're gonna get any years off of it, or even probably any names. It is pretty badly grown over, actually. Here's something on the back, though. It looks like on the camera I can see Wesley, maybe. Oh, I can't tell if there's... I heard something over there, but I don't see any maintenance workers. Oh, it might be from the house over there. Okay, never mind. But I just spotted this ground level crypt here. Let's see the name George over here. I don't see any other information on the headstone here. Kind of a interesting design here, and I think maybe... Oh no, okay, so I thought maybe there was some inscription here, and there may have been at one time, but George's information is right here. Let's see, 1861 to 1912, and Jenna, 1852 to 1905, and the last name of Wilcox. So it's kind of interesting. And then on the other side is Jenna, but no ground level crypt. And I don't know if maybe that was removed. You can see it's a pretty much the same exact style. And you can see also, unfortunately, that there is some heavy damage. It looks like they've removed quite a bit of moss and things over the years. And so maybe actually it was just getting so badly damaged that they removed the cap here, which probably would have only had dirt under it at this point anyway. So it's interesting. Another famous last name here of the area, Schoaf. I think there's a few roads and parks and things like that named after them. I think I'm going to just do a little video just on the history of some of these famous families, because I know I've been stumbling upon them a lot, and I feel like it's going to take up an entire episode, so I might just do it all then. I know I haven't really been including it in the episodes, and I don't know what this is. Oh. I'm glad I didn't touch it. Those are definitely... I don't know if you can see that on video. There are tons of little... I don't know if they're fire ants or they're bright red mites. But whatever they are, I do not want them on me. And I haven't seen them anywhere else here. That's a pretty clear inscription there. Nancy Embry, 1855. And Amelia Embry Little, 1864. And then there's a couple things here in the ground. I'm not sure. They might be the section markers again, like we had found last time, a big pile of at the back. Well, I don't know if it was last time at this point. It might have been a few episodes ago. I can't really remember what episode it was in. And again, I do think that we're gonna miss the storm. It looks a little dangerous though still. But as long as it doesn't rain super hard or there's not a lot of lightning, I think we'll be okay. So we found more people. It's again a very interesting name. 1867 to 1915 for Joseph people, and then Angelia, 1872 to 1869 here. And wow, this evergreen trunk is massive. That's crazy. Trying to see if maybe we can get. I'm not seeing. Okay, here's a little bit of information on these. Some of these have sunk too far. Looks like Sylvia, daughter of. It's still kind of hard to read. It's a fairly faint inscription, even though it's in really good condition. I can see 1895 very clearly. 1893. Okay, Aaron Long of 1892. Wow. It's all pretty close together. And okay, again, that's starting to look a little scary again. I don't know. And we're unfortunately pretty close to trees here. I see a chunk of something right here. I'm not super positive it's a stone 100%, but it definitely has that appearance. Okay, and this was, I believe, one of the areas we've looked at. Yeah, and there's those few chunks there, and then the tree stuck. So I'm gonna keep doing it until it's unsafe to do it anymore. Some interesting noises. What's weird is it dips way down and there's like a road, like the elevation drastically changes over there. It almost looks like it's like if there was ever going to be a secret tunnel underneath a cemetery, it would be under there, and it's like all locked up and all fenced off, and there's like nothing there. Now I don't know why they would be hiding a tunnel under a cemetery. That seems stupid, but just when I drove by and saw the way this tiny little, what looked like an abandoned road was going, it just kind of felt like it could lead to something like that. And like, I don't know, it's interesting. But if anything, it would be just an old historic drainage tunnel. So yeah, so an infant grave there. It's kind of sad. You can see there's also a break in the fence right here. The storm system is very long and narrow, so I'm just not sure what all that we're gonna get. And a little bit of destruction here. You can see that they've had to stand up things a few times. You can see at the base here, they have a few stones that have been placed in to level it out over the years. Looks like Solomon Simon, 1882. And clearly not the only person here. You can see there's at least two more on this side. And you can see the wife here, Anna, looks like 1912, age 72. And so I'm not really sure what the other stones signify potentially. Most likely probably children. They're not marked on the main stone here, so it's kind of hard to tell without looking again at the historic registry or some of the online registries. And so those resources are available though to anybody that wants to try and look that up. I might do a few. Obviously I can't do every single thing here, like I said, or every episode or every location I should say would be like a 20-30 part series, but it would be interesting. I'm not sure I'm the person to do that. Okay, we're still in pretty historic section. Stuff is definitely getting newer. Behind us is a big area of dirt and mud, and I'm not sure why. Maybe they've filled it in recently. It does kind of look like maybe they've been driving stuff over to even it out a bit. So, kind of interesting. But I do see, like, it looks like tread marks maybe. Well, let's definitely some that are going to be surrounded by these plants in a few years. And it looks maybe like as we get towards the middle here, it's a little bit less historic, sort of, in terms of this exact section. But it does seem that, like, once we cross here, it does go back into a little bit more historic of a section. You can see that right here is 1894 BF Moody. So very interesting organization. And I don't really think it has to, I don't think there's much organization in places like this. It's more people pick out plots and use them. So I don't think it's really any real ordering system to it. It's more of where people purchased the plot, and if something's still available, then you can still get it in modern times, even though the person right next to you, I guess, would be from the 1800s. It's kind of interesting, though. Okay, so some incredibly new stuff. So again, seems like that theory works out pretty well here. Not seeing too many other veterans. A lot of these are getting to be in pretty decent condition here. Another 1888 John Byers. And then skipping forward here, you can see a veteran here, William D. Funk, of the 157th Regiment of the Indiana Infantry, and was a veteran of the Spanish-American War. And actually you can see that they went on and lived until 1949. So very, very interesting. And a very common marker here for Spanish-American War veterans. Find that most Spanish-American War veterans have that exact metal marker. I think I showed this last time, It's been so many times long ago that I've been here. It's hard to remember which time that I showed it. And see this really epic and large above or ground level crypt here of Guy Lung, 1892 to 1916. And has survived quite well. Not incredibly elaborate, but really, really large. Very interesting. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to leave here almost immediately. The storm is almost right above me now. So I think I'm going to start heading that way. We might have to actually make another part here. I wanted to head up here anyway. It's been a little bit since I checked on my car. I just realized I've been recording this entire time. That's interesting. I think we might have missed that. Is that another lung? It looks like maybe lung. 1878 to 1899. It's very interesting. I don't know. I keep changing my mind. It's like I really feel like the storm is going to happen soon. If it's going to rain here. And I thought I was hearing the rain, and I felt like a few drops, but I don't know, there might still be a chance here. There was a few other things that I wanted to look at. And there's just so much here. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Now that I saw the big ground level crypt for lung, I'm discovering more and more of this family. So it must have been a fairly large family. Relatively similar dates, so it must have been a large family around here. 1860 to 1946, 1925. The one down there was 1899. 1881 to 1970. So this must have been a child maybe, and his spouse here, Elizabeth E., 1878 to 1954. So you can kind of see a distinct little story, in a sense, starting to form around the area of who maybe would have known who. Maybe the Lungs and the Schoffs and the Peoples and everyone would have known each other at that time and lived close by, had their own relationships, and it'd be almost certain that some of them would have known each other as well. Another Civil War veteran here. And this is someone that actually passed while fighting. You can see it says died in the service of his country, 1862. So it's kind of interesting how well this one has survived. It looks almost perfect, aside from the lichen growth and slight decay of the inscription. But other than that, it looks in really decent shape, I gotta say. And this must be maybe a historic veteran area, so I'm seeing quite a few flags here. And unfortunately, can't get any information. Is 27 years of age is the only thing I can see The inscription below is pretty hard to read, but it looks like a Civil War veteran, and maybe at that young age. Although, you know, back then, with medicine not being super advanced, it wouldn't have been necessarily the case that they had to have passed in the war, but it seems like maybe that's the case. I'm trying to do this without, one, being disrespectful and crossing over a bunch of things, and two, without getting a bunch of stuff that I've already filmed before. But I don't think that we've really done too many Civil War veterans here and in this section. So here is another one here. This one is pretty hard to read. I do see a date of passing of 1872, so they were not killed in action. And then directly behind it is another Veterans Memorial here. Another Civil War veteran, almost impossible to read. Once again, it's unfortunate. And another completely unreadable, destroyed stone. This one looks like it got hit by something, maybe. Not necessarily vandalism, but just maybe got hit by a tree branch, maintenance workers by accident, maybe. I don't know. I hate to say that, but just a possibility. Let's not assume that that's the case. And then this says 1866, I believe. Either that or 1886. Can't really tell. I think this may have been the one that we did already. Levi Wilderson. And this is a joint stone of him and his wife. You can see Sarah J. 1907. And then having their own private stones below, but it looks like something has happened to his here. You can see the GAR marker very clearly. And then something is here. This, I'm not really sure. It looks like maybe it's part of a old solar light, possibly. And more unfortunate decay here, and quite a few in this row. It's kind of difficult to see. Again, it's like they're kind of going with the property lines that aren't perfectly square, so sometimes it's like you can fit in a row, so it's like rows will begin all of a sudden. And obviously sometimes it's going to be that the headstones have been lost over the years, but, and I almost guarantee in this case, you know, there's probably stuff here, and, you know, I'm going to do my best to try not to walk on it, but it's honestly very hard to tell where it would have been. Yeah, I'm starting to think, just based on everything that we've found here, that it's really going to be another few parts. I'm glad that I was able to make it back here and finish up a little bit at least. And maybe next time, if, well, when there's a next time, I suppose, we'll fill things in even a little more, talk about a little history. But I wanted to do a few last things here. I will go ahead and cut to the front though, so that you guys don't have to just watch me aimlessly walk here.